I'm scared of them shirts. Them chairs.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, we just got this refrigerator off Lil West.
That's the most fucking dope shit.
OG, how long you been out here?
I was not expecting you to open that motherfucker. I didn't even know that was a fridge, nigga.
College refrigerator.
Yeah, we
that shit like some fly furniture shit with all this shit on top of it.
Yeah, that's like, we had to nigga it up.
Nah, that was some shit. I've been out here since Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thugging. Got what? You fuck with Busta?
I love that nigga.
I got something for you.
That's my motherfucking dude right there, man.
I got something for you.
What you got for me?
I got something for you.
A song?
What? Busta already got a verse on.
Oh, let's work.
Yeah, sir, scheme. I've been
Your
waiting.
voice having ass. I done seen your little video looking on some sex symbol.
I ain't bullshit with these niggas here.
And you sound gooder than a motherfucker too, bro.
Y'all got it on camera? All you fuck niggas that be talking all that here comedian shit, this OG, nigga. Nigga, spit stamp. I got the stamp. Pow, pow. There it is. Oh.
You been had the stamp.
Oh, no, low nigga be playing with me on the low bit, dawg. Yeah. I got a shot caller and he gonna tell, y'all.
Where they going?
Yeah. Ain't no motherfucking game, my nigga. I'ma stay up in my lane, my nigga. I ain't gonna change a damn thing, my nigga. I'ma keep on going, I'ma keep flowing. Whoop, whoop. They go. Oh shit, there they go. Gotta put your seatbelt on, nigga. Start acting right when the police come. These niggas always tripping, man. These niggas some bullshit.
Yeah.
We got an OG in here, my nigga. Why we ain't getting no speakers? We got a legend. Oh look, You straight?
Yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah, we don't want to be bringing too much nice shit in here.
No, it ain't nice shit. This shit made in 1998.
Well,
Make sure the phone cut off. My little nephew supposed to be calling me in a minute. Yeah.
we in there. What we sound like?
Yeah.
Everybody good?
1, 2, 1, 2. We good, cat? You get that? Check my mic one time for the get back.
Uh-oh. For
Did
the...
you hear that?
Huh?
My nigga.
You finna bring that shit back.
My nigga.
Uh-huh.
Did
Gotta
you
check
get
that mic for the get back.
for the get back?
Yeah,
Did
for
you
the
hear
get-
that?
Huh?
Did you get that?
What?
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
For the get back.
Get
What
back.
you say? Back.
Flip that.
Get that.
Karlous. Split that.
Let me check my mic. Hello, can you hear me? Let me put my voice up. Get it dearly.
Yeah.
Got a couple niggas sitting near me.
Yeah.
And we try to do a yearly.
Yeah.
Roll up another one. Still smoke the roast because you know I got another one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to smoke the other one.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes got another son. Came through this motherfucker chilling.
Yeah.
Only had one chain on. I thought he was one of the motherfuckers that I seen last time that he had a chain on, but like, no.
No.
This the new shit.
New shit.
I'ma chill because you know I ain't gonna do shit.
New shit. Yeah.
Get my black, get my blue shit.
Blue shit. Yeah.
We be chilling on some crew shit.
On some true shit.
Nigga on what?
That's the new shit.
New shit.
New shit.
We gon' get them. Bought a whole bunch of New York niggas with them. Yeah, they in here. No fear. That's this year. DC.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, cat. Did you get that? Ooh.
Get that. Where they get back?
Ooh.
Click, clack. When I split that.
Ooh.
Fuck around, I see your bitch, then I hit that.
Ooh.
A pussy stank. Get back.
Oh, yeah, baby.
No, what? You should have kept your mask on.
I want to eat the coochie. But the shit smell like booty. So I put my mask back up. I said, you know what? Just take a bath. I figured
Fuck
it
what you laid on.
I thought you was gonna say I put my mask back up. But I'ma still fuck. All right,
out. I did anyway.
Hey man, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit.
What we talking
Hey man, welcome back to the 85 South Show. First and foremost, you will never believe who in the trap with us today.
Who in the trap,
the trap, Los.
What? Mr. Put your hands where my eyes can see. Break your neck.
Huh? Keep
Give
talking.
me some more.
Keep talking.
That. Who? That's the only nigga that can do this in a song.
Yeah.
The most diabolical nigga.
Talk your shit.
Busta Rhymes.
Hold up, before we get started, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Hold up. Cut that shit. Cut it out. Everywhere I gotta go, everywhere I gotta get it, then I gotta spit it.
Oh, no, that ain't it. Listen, you gotta do it. Because I'm feeling like I'm running. I
couldn't do it.
I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop because you know I gotta win every day. If you really wanna pop me, just know that you can never flop me. Better know that I can be a little stop me. You ain't never gonna stop me. Every time I come in, nigga, gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow, and then I gotta show that any little thing a nigga think to be doing because it doesn't matter because I'm on everything and everything. I gotta do a lot of things to make it clear to a couple niggas that I always win, and then they gotta get it again and again and again. And I be doing it to death and I move a little solid nigga, better call a rep and everybody know my style of niggas know that I'm the best when they come to doing this and I be banging on my chest and I bang in the east and I'm banging in the west. I'm never give you more and I would never give you less. You can hear it in the streets, you can read it in the press. You really wanna know what's next? See the way we on it, we all up in a race and you know we gotta do it, take it to another pace. So we struggling and hustling and sitting and getting it, you know we gotta do it, take it to another place, gotta taste it, and I gotta grab it, and I gotta cut all through this traffic. Just to be at the top of the throne, better know I gotta have it. Yes! Fuck you talking about,
Look.
You killed that shit.
Got the legend in here, nigga.
That nigga really started the lyrics.
You know how much pussy I got because I can do that? Nigga, I used to do that shit. True story. I used to do that shit in a club in North Carolina called Lotus. They used to cut the motherfucking beat off and just let me rap that shit, and I would rap it every time I was in the club.
No.
And nigga, what?
And what?
Legendary.
You studied the fuck out them lyrics.
Nah, you know that's what I do. Now I'm autistic when it comes to that type of shit.
Nigga.
OG.
Nigga,
Fool.
he killed that.
Oh, nigga,
Fool.
listen.
I'm gonna tell you the moment where I knew. This the moment where I knew I had to know this nigga in real life. I was watching Higher Learning and they had just beat the white dudes up. And that nigga said, yo, nigga, stepmom's gonna be feeling me for like the next 3 birthdays. Type of nigga I need to know in real life.
What? Got the motherfucking OG in
Man,
this
what,
bitch.
man? Busta, thank you so much for, man, gracing the trap with your presence. This is an honor, man. Like, you a legend. You one of the greatest to ever touch a microphone, man. Like, it's an honor to have you in here. That we didn't even got to the status that you will come sit down with niggas like us, man. Thank you, bro.
I've been a fan since leaders of the new school.
Thank y'all, man.
Charlie Brown and Dinko D.
The motherfucking right. It's interesting that you acknowledging my bros, man, where it all started from with me, because I believe yesterday was the 27-year anniversary of the second and the last Leaders album.
Wow. I'm 28.
What? You 28, bro?
I'm 28.
That shit crazy than a motherfucker.
1 year old, my nigga. That's crazy. Shitting on myself.
That shit crazy,
That's
right?
how long you been doing it.
Legend, my
Thank you, my nigga. Thank you, bro.
That shit crazy.
Nah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Man, what keep you motivated to still do it after all this time, man, and all the accolades and the things you've accomplished? What keep you still motivated to make this music?
I mean, I think we can all agree, just being niggas in their right mindset.
Right.
You come from canned food, nigga, you taste a steak, you ain't want to go back to canned food unless you choose to.
Ever.
I don't want to eat bologna and cheese sandwiches because I ain't got no choice but to eat the motherfucker. I want to eat it because I just still love the motherfucker.
Right.
And in my beautiful ass $1 million home, I could still go and get me the potato bread slices, some mayonnaise, and motherfucking beef bologna and some American cheese, slap the shit together and sit in front of motherfucking Cartoon Network and watch some shit that I grew up on, like Tom and Jerry, nigga.
What you mean? Right.
I think we all that same dude at heart. The thing that just keeps the torch lit, though, is the fact that when you taste that other side of the success that come with the sacrifice and the hard work that you put into this shit, and besides all of that, you just genuinely loving this shit. And I was putting them records out with Leaders. I was still living in my mom's crib. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, having an incredible moms like mine's too, she signed my deal when I was 17. I wasn't old enough to sign my deal. So, you know, mom's got to get the big salute because she could have been on an angry day with a nigga the day that contract was on the table and said, nigga, fuck your contract. You gonna take your ass to bed. Because you still live in this house, nigga, and you acting like you ain't got no manners in here on this particular day, talking back to me about some shit because I ain't let you hang out at that party last night past your little 2 a.m. curfew, which was the time that I had to bring my ass home at that time. And she could have just been on some shit. Y'all would probably never heard of Busta Rhymes ever because maybe that opportunity wouldn't have came around for a nigga again.
I'm glad that shit didn't happen. Because who else gonna say shit like phenomenal swing like the ass on a black chick?
Nigga, this nigga here.
Yo,
he know.
Oh, we know it.
He knows.
Listen, man. Like, and I tell you, Los, like, I always been a Busta Rhymes fan, but Los put me on to the, you know, it's always the B-sides that most people don't know and people don't hear. This nigga that put me on some shit, I'm like, nigga, because I always said you had the best beats in hip-hop history.
Oh,
nigga.
thank you, brother.
What?
That one song that he used just as an interlude that should have been the motherfucking single, though. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Boy, I think it was Just Give It To Him Raw. And you used that as an interlude in like one of them videos.
Yeah, I did make a song out of that record.
I know, but it wasn't no single.
It wasn't no single.
Because how I got up on it is I heard the clip. I think it was in a video when you was sitting in the car and you was playing. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Found that shit on the album.
Big up to Mega. Damn, I think Swiss made that beat.
Swiss, what's happening?
Swiss made that beat.
Man, you be up on shit like before it's the shit. Like,
I love how you dig into the catalog though, and you know joints.
The sketch before Give Me Some More is some of the funniest shit I ever heard on a rap album, because the nigga on there big capping to a bitch, right? He trying to holler at the chick and he like, bitch, do you know how frivolous I am? I got a Hummer that I only drive to my mailbox. And that's all I use it for. The nigga said, I got custom made condoms made out of other people's dicks.
That baby will never be yours.
But this is the whole, like, the sketch before Give Me Some More come on. That's some of the funniest shit. We used to say that shit every day at track practice.
That shit crazy.
See, I'm in another era, but I still love music. You feel what I'm saying? So when you was handling your business, like, you had some of the most best videos niggas now videos don't be creative, no nothing.
Right.
You was actually bringing your words to life. I think the lyricism, niggas don't give you the respect as a lyricist. Hands down. Nobody's fucking with you.
I appreciate that.
I love how you come on the song. You'll say some shit ain't got shit to do with it.
but you know, at that time, and always for me, like, you know, I think the most important thing when you had the opportunity to get on collabs, especially, because a lot of the times those moments happened on the collabs. It was just about, how do you make it unfair from the first line? Right. Because there gotta be some sort of I don't give a fuck mentality that's being applied in order for shit like that to even come out your mouth and out your whole face.
Right.
And for me, I went into these shits having so much fun because I knew the bars that I was gonna include, that was gonna follow, that was gonna be the shit that you would critique from a serious place.
Right.
That's why those type of things would happen in the intro. Them lines wasn't in the bars. We gonna step in on some grand entry shit and just shake the room up and say some wild shit. That's how the intro was on WooHaa. The fuck y'all got to do with anything?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that is, I must decide,
that's
the song of 2020.
That's a testament to you as a nigga. Who gonna be the nigga be like, yo, what are you doing?
Word, that's what it was.
Who gonna stop him? Who gonna say it? Who gonna stop him? Who gonna punch your ass?
Say, y'all niggas need to be saying.
That's my 2020 theme song. WooHaa got you all in check. 2020 got us all in check, nigga. I'm telling you. That's if I had to put it in perspective.
About the lyrics in the song, I gotta bring up some shit that I know a lot of people never even ask you about. When you did the Turn It Up song, and you put one of your I know like Rah Digga came up with you and under you and studied under you. When you heard her fuck that song up like that, what did that feel like?
What song?
The Turn It Up, Touch It.
Touch It, yeah, because Turn It Up was the joint over the Night Rider.
I'm an old nigga at this point. I just remember the part of the song, and that's the name of it. You know the one? Touch it. Touch it, bring it, love it, yum it, cut the minute, don't matter, feel it, on it, thank it, turn it up, kick a bitch in the face and put your nigga in the thumb. Then I kick a whole bunch of niggas out of my house. Then we went to the trap, niggas all on the couch. Then I had another bitch, but I'm kicking her out. Again, low, but you can't be trusting these niggas. They come and shoot on my Bring it up and fuck to these bitches that want to punch in their mouth when they come in and suck it and then it all in the hell. Nigga, I be in there. I don't have to know the words. I know the feeling. Yes, sir. I know what it feels like.
I'm getting on now.
Fuck the words.
Hell yeah.
Rah Digga.
Best, bro. The best.
She's probably the best female MC bar for bar to me.
Wow.
Her and Rapsody is my, and Lauryn is my favorite 3 MCs in the female genetic makeup, but I don't like to call them dopest female MCs. I just think they're incredible MCs because I think they fuck dudes up too. I think they violently, not in the literal sense, but when I'm speaking in reference to competition, we not going in there to give you flowers and, you know, be nice. I want a record with you and we could be the best of friends. I don't want no friendship with you until the song is over, motherfucker. We competing.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, Rah Digga and Rapsody and Lauryn, to me, they pen was dangerous. I think there's a lot of moments where I might have sat down and listened to their shit and was directly inspired to start a new song. I would like cut off their shit while I was listening to it, especially if I was listening to it in the studio. Cause I like playing other people's shit sometimes just to get a vibe. And if I'm listening to one of their songs and they strike the right chord in me, I'm super driven because I'm so competitive that I will cut their shit off and immediately start a song. Sometimes you go in the studio, you ain't got a vibe. You go in there and sit around 4 fucking hours, 5, 6 hours. You leave, you ain't come up with shit.
Right.
That happens sometimes. Shit is like the greatest catch, you know what I mean? Is that the name of the movie on fucking with the niggas that go out there and throw the fucking fishnet in the water and see if they catch the crabs and shit?
The
deadliest catch, yeah, them niggas.
Stupid motherfucker. Yeah.
See, I knew it.
So I'm a fan of that show personally, but that's like the perfect metaphor though.
Bruh, I would love to see Busta Rhymes watching Deadliest Catch. Yo, this motherfucker caught the most phenomenal fish. Yo, this shit was like diabolical. This motherfucker was huge.
How many crabs they caught?
I think it was a motherfucking tuna or something. Shit was crazy.
Yo, but Digga, I ain't gonna front. There's been times actually in the studio making Flip Mode album where she would say shit that was so dangerous on a record, I would be like,
Can't say
I don't know if you should say that.
Right.
Or, let's finish the song tomorrow.
Give yourself some time.
She went that crazy?
That nigga had to give himself some time.
God
Hey, man,
damn.
you know what, man? This studio costs too much.
Digga,
You're
you right.
gonna have to come back during the daytime when the hours is the money's a little bit
I'm
lower.
glad you brought
She
up
go that crazy?
the Flip Mode
she still
squad,
does.
though. Yeah,
She still does. By the way, we completed a Flip Mode 20-year reunion album.
Oh, that's
Gotta
dope.
get-
That's coming next year. So
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Flip Mode Squad, and I'm glad you brought this legend over here.
come on, we got the official Street Corner Colonel in the motherfucker.
Come on,
brother.
man.
Yeah.
Spliff Starr,
Spliff
nigga.
Stop.
Hey, man,
Come on, nigga. Come
You
on,
a real
nigga.
nigga. You a real nigga, man.
I'm so glad you brought him because now I don't have to ask you why you didn't. Bruh, this nigga, before we even ever heard this nigga say anything, was already a legend to me. Like, this nigga was so funny in the Dangerous video.
Oh,
bro.
that's on God. That nigga crazy.
He went crazy.
The reason why me and Spliff was so magical is because Spliff don't give a fuck neither. That's the beautiful thing about the way we was molded and shaped from a cultural standpoint. Like we Caribbean niggas. I'm a Jamaican nigga, he a Trinidadian nigga. So the showmanship that we displayed, a lot of that shit come from dancehall culture. And I don't think people really understand this whole hip hop shit was birthed from Jamaica. Like Kool Herc is a Jamaican nigga. You get what I'm saying? The whole concept of having big ass speakers stockpiled on top of each other and playing loud ass music outside, that come from Jamaica. That's dancehall culture. You know what I'm saying? So Kool Herc brought dancehall culture to the US and gave birth to hip hop culture. The only thing that changed was the type of music that was played and how it was played. But the concept is the same.
Right.
So the thing about dancehall culture is the critics the audience, the way they was raised, it was in a way where, and in particularly, Jamaican people is just a proud people. Like, them niggas is outspoken like a motherfucker. And
One of my favorite names.
if you make people from Jamaica spend their money and come to a concert,
They fuck with you.
if they fuck with you, they gonna let you know. If they don't fuck with you, they gonna let you know in a way that you ain't gonna be able to understand, like appreciate, digest, or accept.
Yeah, I did comedy at Footprints in New York.
Wow, that
It's the whole
Footprint is
crowd
legendary.
Jamaican. If they like you, they'll just stand there. But if they don't, nigga, you'll think the shit going terrible, but then they just be like,
Keep going.
you get one of them. All you need is one. It can be from the most random person in the whole room, but that's how you know you good.
Nigga, I would have got low. I would have been doing my shit whispering. So
Nah, but if they don't like you, nigga, the orders is loud as fuck. Everybody in the club get busy.
Never OT.
What?
Yeah, but again, like I was saying, the reason why me and Spliff work so well is because Spliff come from the same thing.
Yeah.
And you know, when we was shorties and we used to, you know, we cut school, we was going to the hooky parties and we was at the block parties on the block and all of that type of shit. You know, we was studying the dance hall shit, even though we was loving hip hop too.
Right.
The niggas that we studied was Shabba Ranks and Admiral Bailey and Papa San and Lieutenant Stitchy and Lecturer. These Professor Nuts. These is dudes that was legends in dance hall culture and reggae music and them dudes was the dudes that really taught you. If you would sit back and just look at some of them videotapes and listen to the sound clashes, which was like the battles and shit, and you would see the clashes that the artists would have at like Sting. Sting was like a festival that they did every year. And like
Ninja Man
would go against anybody and fucking
dance hall battle.
but the big clash would happen at the end of like the fourth night. It'd be like 4 days straight
I'm just dancing.
of just wilding out 20, 30, 40,000 people out there not going home and just partying. And those clashes would be so detrimental that some of them just led to violence on the stage. A nigga get his face bust right on stage because the disrespect would be so crazy. But the showmanship, the legs kicking all over the place, niggas jumping around the fucking place, you swinging your fucking hand, you all of that shit.
Yeah.
While dudes in hip hop thought it was cool to just walk around with your chain on and you just hold your Johnson and you think you too cool to really do some shit that seem a little outside of the norm.
Right.
Me and Spliff would look at niggas and just laugh because we knew we was gonna come up there and mop the floor with their ass. Because when we get up there, we gonna do all of this extraterrestrial shit with all this other dynamite stick energy and fuck niggas up. Right. And that's what was the cheat code all the time. So, you know, I'm for the first time really like getting into like the specifics of where the ingredients came from for me and Spliff. Like a testament to what he was saying. House. He felt like Spliff was a legend before Spliff said shit.
He was.
All right, cool. So it was the same way in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. So when Spliff was mad small, Spliff was always like a loose cannon, a little loose screw up top.
I can tell that.
So
See the
Spliff,
video.
yeah, Spliff was crazy, but I ain't just talking about on an entertainment and a showmanship side. Spliff was also a crazy motherfucker on some street shit.
Well, then.
So I felt like the talent that he was showing just organically, like Spliff one time got into a motorcycle accident and he split his shin bone down this way.
It's the same dance we see today.
Yup. That one leg shit that you see niggas doing to this day, like
The Pop Smoke, all them niggas.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna say he created it because it's dance hall, like when they used to call it like skanking, right? And the old rosters would do this 1 foot shit, but Spliff now, he turned it into a big thing on the hip hop side because, and the funny shit, this how, all right, so Spliff, he's swerving in the street
Right.
on a fucking spree moped, right? right? That's when the sprees was the shit.
Hit it.
And the nigga doing this and doing this. And the nigga curved out too far, tried to go around a double parked car, and he ain't clear the car. Full speed. Nigga slap in front of in the back of the double parked car. Nigga flip by 6 foot, 7 foot in the sky. Land, the way he landed, the shin bone split down this way instead of crossway.
Right.
So you look at this nigga leg got a bone sticking out this way. So Spliff, he on the street. Spliff the one crying for the niggas. Ambulance come.
He don't wanna cry.
Spliff ain't crying in front of no nigga.
Fuck you talking about?
Ambulance come, put Spliff in the back of the ambulance. When the door closed, you hear Spliff screaming as the ambulance comes. So a couple days later, you know, Spliff come out, he got the cash on, big block party outside on the block.
Shit.
And Scratcher to our DJ, he was a super young nigga on the block, but was nice with the fast shit and tried to learn all the Jazzy Jeff transforming shit and all of that, learned all of that. So he was down with a crew called TNT Crush, and them niggas had the block locked, had the neighborhood locked. Their system was super stupid, so they was getting booked to do all the local shit. And Spliff, with his showmanship, he like, fuck my broke leg. I'ma still pull up in the middle of these niggas that's trying to do all their little dance shit. And then they go on the crutches and the nigga just start doing the 1 foot shit with the fucking cash. And niggas is around him in a circle and he bodying this shit with the way he's spinning around on niggas with the crutches on and the cast on and he carrying on. And I seen this shit and I was like, this nigga's incredible. At the time, I'm back and forth between Brooklyn and Long Island. Right. I'm fucking with Leaders. And when Leaders broke up, I always was like, I'm gonna need, because I was so used to the group and the group support system on stage, yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this solo shit, but I'm gonna need to figure this out and I'm gonna get that down to fuck with me and just follow my lead, because I know what I wanna do. Spliff at the time was still in the street. It's even before I was able to buy my own V. I come to Brooklyn, Spliff all the time. He was getting his money in the street and was still getting into trouble in the street. In and out of jail, all type of shit. Got shot a couple times. But I was seeing this talent and I was just like, I hope that I could get or garnish enough success to save this man's life, because I knew bro since I was 7. And now I'm in a position where I got a deal and this might be the only way to save bro. He was willing to listen though.
That's all that matters. Say that one more time.
That nigga was willing to listen. You know what I'm saying? That was the most important part. And he was listening at a time when he was already getting his own money. Because he was giving me rides to the studio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I needed to get to the studio, he was my whip. You know what I'm saying? One time we going to the studio, nigga had the gray 325 or the blue one. Was it the blue one? The blue 3. All right, so we riding to the stool.
You ain't bullshit.
Bang! We get into a wild car accident. Nigga left the shit right there. We break out. The next day, nigga pulled up in a gray one.
Fuck you talking about?
You need a ride to the studio today, nigga?
Hell no, nigga, not after last night.
I'm straight. Train. I'm good, nigga. I'm hopping in, nigga. You ain't catching no train, no. Nigga, them rats. I'm getting in that car. Nigga, them rats will bite you.
But that's my brother on a whole nother level when it comes to just, and he's my elder. He's a year older than me. But it's a beautiful thing when, you know, motherfuckers could respect each other enough to still be able to say, all right, you know what, Bus? If this was the street shit, you would have to listen to me.
Right.
Yeah.
But this music shit,
I'ma listen to you.
I
ain't always gotta be
you know
the
what I'm
driver.
saying? You know what I mean?
Sometimes you sit in the passenger seat and let the person who know how to drive this road drive
shit.
it.
Real
You know what I mean? Like, but you say you saw that in him and was able to recognize his talent. When did you recognize it in yourself? Like, when did you write that rhyme that let you know I'm nice?
I didn't realize that I was dope Cause I just always believed that I was gonna be the dopest, period. That was just the determination and a divine that I was claiming.
Right.
But I knew what I wanted to do when I was around, I'd say about 7, 8 years old. I was being babysitted by a Panamanian woman by the name of Aunt Mitzi. She had a son named Alfonso. My mom's was working nights. And Alfonso used to do graffiti like how you see the shit in the Wild Style movie. This nigga would leave the crib like 2 in the morning and go bomb subways, like for real. And he would create his pieces of art that he was going to spray paint on the subway in this little black book. Mm-hmm. And the nigga used to make these motherfucking, you know the markers that got the thick ass tip on them?
Mm-hmm.
And
them gray motherfuckers.
Yeah, but he was home making them shits with shoe polish bottles and chalkboard eraser. So like, you know the chalkboard eraser from elementary school, they were like felt strips.
Right.
That was together. The nigga would rip one of the felt strips off and then the nigga would bend it and he would stick the shit inside the shoe polish. He would empty some of the shoe polish, stick it in the shoe polish, put the top back on, screw it down, shake it up. The shoe polish became the ink to the marker.
Right. This nigga was a genius.
Right. Genius.
Nigga go to the subway and was bombing the subways with the marker and the tip of the marker would be like this thick. So like the thicker the tip, the iller the fucking tag was that you put up. Right. Then the nigga would bring his bag of spray paint cans. The nigga had his mask on like it was COVID back then, because you know the spray
it'll fuck you up.
Fuck you up, right. And these niggas would be out there, him and like 2 other dudes, they would go in like a little crew and these niggas would bomb subways and just put the most incredible shit up. But at 2 in the morning when he would leave, I was too young to go with him. I understood exactly what he was doing. I was in tune with all types of shit. Right. But they had an old school underground hip hop station. I ain't gonna front, I wasn't like 7 or 8. I would say I was like 9 or 10. This underground hip hop station, WHBI 105.9. Red Alert, the Supreme Team who made Buffalo Gals. 2 Buffalo Gals go around the outside. Around the out, them niggas, the guards was called the Supreme Team who made that song with Malcolm McLaren, who was an artist from Europe, became a classic in hip hop. They had a time slot on this underground radio station. Africa Islam was a part of the Zulu Nation under Africa Bambaataa. The Awesome Two, Teddy Ted, and Special K. So what they would do was they would get on the radio from like 2 in the morning to 5 in the morning. Mm-hmm. A lot of niggas wasn't in tune with that station or the time they was getting on. These niggas used to play the live battles from some of the founders and the pioneers and the architects of this rap shit, like Kumo D would battle Busy B. That legendary battle, you know about that battle. Yes, sir. Cold Crush Brothers, which is who leaders model their whole shit behind, against the Foursome D's, who ended up putting records out commercially as a singing group, but them niggas was MCs first. Right. So they would play these live battles on the radio that was happening in Harlem World and these different underground clubs throughout the city, and we was making pause tapes. So, you know, when the radio personality talked, depending on which one of them time slot it was that they were spinning, you recording these battles and shit, and when they talk, you pause the tape, you rewind it a little bit to right where they start talking, you wait till they finish, and then you unpause the tape to keep recording. So it seemed like you was actually at the fucking battle, and you ain't get it off the radio. I used to go to school with them tapes and front the niggas. My little young ass snuck up in the club, nigga. I got the live Kumo D and Busy B battle, you bitch ass nigga. Yeah. How about this, motherfucker? You want a copy, nigga? $5. $5. And I was hustling these incredibly legendary hip hop moments, while I was just staying up waiting for Alfonso to come home to tell me what the story was when he went to do the bombing of the subways, because it was nice this nigga would come back with the illest stories about police running down on them niggas because obviously he vandalizing the subway.
Right.
And these niggas would come back to the crib and just had these stories, and sometimes his homies would come with him.
Right.
And these niggas would sit there and they talking they shit, and I'm sitting there as a little nigga and I'm listening to these niggas, and I just was like, yo, this is really hip hop in my face. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to the battles, and I'm like, I want to rap. I'm looking at this nigga taking pictures of the fucking graffiti pieces when they was finished and how ill they look. I'm like, I want to do graffiti.
Right.
I'm listening to the way the niggas was DJing and cutting shit up on them underground stations. I wanted to DJ. I wanted to break dance. I wanted to pop. I learned how to do every fucking thing in hip hop.
Right.
I just fell in love with it. At that point, I knew I was gonna be one of the nicest niggas at one of these shits.
That's something.
At one of these elements in the culture, I'm gonna be the nicest nigga at it, because I just loved it too much. The breakdancing shit, I wasn't fucking feeling the bruises and the scars.
Did you imagine this nigga?
Can't do this one right here.
Breakdancing ever, Los.
You got to do the leg move. It's a wrap after that one. You like, boss, you shred.
Hey, nigga.
Flip with the left hand. You like, hey, man, you got to find your own right. I'm about to go fuck these niggas up.
Yeah.
I'm about to ask about another one of my favorite songs. Ghetto Life with Rick James.
Oh, nah, that record
Ghetto.
was legendary. Shout out to Green Lantern on the production.
You a great storyteller, by the way.
Thank you, King. Thank you. I get this.
I can
get
listen to
that.
this nigga
Talk
say
all
anything. Yo, put two motherfucking big ass eggs in that shit.
You gonna do my documentary. I
Right,
got
the
you.
Morgan Freeman voice. You narrate my shit.
He's doing my life story. Yo, so this nigga was born, right? Oldest nigga ever be born. No C-section, vaginal.
No C-section.
Straight out the pussy.
No C-section.
Straight out the
No C-section.
The way it opened up was so magnanimous. It was crazy to see.
Yo, son, he didn't tear up the pussy though.
The goat. He ain't tearing the pussy though. Chico
Nigga
did.
slid right here.
Yo, y'all niggas is crazy.
First.
Now, I ain't even gonna cap though. Like my favorite video of all time, you and Janet Jackson. Favorite.
Thank you, bro.
Go back to the Rick James shit. Go back to the Rick James shit. That's got to be next.
Okay, but he got to talk about the Janet, like the nigga closest thing
I
to
just
Jackson.
want to know if what she smelled like. I
You see
know
what
she
I'm saying?
smelled beautiful.
I know that mold. Is it real?
This shit fuck.
Is that mold real? Cause I seen it on the other side one time.
Busted like, nigga,
Yeah,
I
bitch,
wasn't
I
looking
know
at that. He like, nigga, I wasn't looking at the mold. I was looking at something else, nigga.
It's my nigga, man. What? It's my favorite.
Yo. All right, so Rick James first.
Go
DC,
ahead.
you crazy than a motherfucker. Green Lantern sent me the beat. I'm on Aftermath, and I'm probably like 2 years into working on this album, The Big Bang. And when I heard the record, I didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. I just thought it was one of the greatest gifts to be bestowed on me as a blessing, because the beat was the perfect marriage with the vocals. And you know, when you hear the original, it's a whole nother bounce, tempo-wise and timing-wise. So I gotta give it up all the way to Green Lantern, the way he married the new bounce, which is a double time, slowed down version of what the original upbeat tempo was on the joint, which allowed me to do my little speed rap skedaddle on the shit the right way, but on some cool shit. But I knew what I felt when I heard it. It was instinctual. The shit wasn't even no thought. I immediately got to the joint because I wanted to make sure there wasn't no room for possibility or confusion. Nigga, you're not giving this record to nobody else. So let me let you hear this shit with me already done, the song done. I'm on it, it's mine, off the market, my nigga. When Dre heard the motherfucker,
Rap.
yeah, it was nothing else to discuss. Dre said, give me the session. So gave the session to Dre, and a lot of the additional music and chords and all of that other, that's, you know, the Cascade dishwashing liquid sparkle was added to the motherfucker.
Mad scientist, Dr. Dre, greatest
You know what I'm saying? When Dre get to it, it just turns the shit into some motherfucking IMAX movie theater shit. So, you know, when I seen what Dre took it to, it just was like one of the highlight moments on the Big Bang album. And I loved the shit out the record. So Had to call my man that could bring that cinematic shit to life, the director Chris Robinson, the legendary.
Yes,
in which, you know, he also did the Cavassier video for me, and he did the me and Mariah video as well. So all of my moments with Chris Robinson was special, just like all of my moments with Hype Williams was unbelievable. And I can't even front, like the beauty of what's getting ready to happen with my new album and the visuals that I shot for him. I can honestly say proudly that the videos that y'all have known and grown to love a motherfucker for, we took it all the way back to that shit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't none of that. It's too late for me to compromise at this stage in my life. Like, I'm just married to my way.
Right. Your way perfect, man.
And my way, it's always worked for me. And I ain't trying to fix shit that ain't broke.
Right.
So
I mean, we grew up on all your shit. Like, it's moments that are pinpointed in our life with Busta Rhymes.
Thank
songs
you,
and
King.
shit like that. And it's like, just know that you're appreciated for all your creativity and individuality.
Gotta give you flowers right
We
here,
gonna
brother.
always fuck with you because we know you ain't gonna be sounding like nothing else.
Oh,
You
man,
know,
that's-
like I said,
thank
you're
you.
gonna give us those moments that, you know, jump out and kick you in your ass.
thank you,
So what
King.
made you knew like
Appreciate
you was
it.
a like fast rapper? Like you don't change your shit, you just adjust to the beat.
And what made niggas think they can
I'm like, who you the GOAT, my nigga? You don't rap like nothing, you rap like Busta, and Busta is you bustin'.
Thank you, King.
So what made you knew like I can't rap that slow, man? Y'all that shit, I can't do it.
Well, to be honest with you, going back to the dancehall culture, like I was telling you, there's two artists that I first ever seen do the million words in one sentence in like 2 seconds.
Right.
This one artist named Papa San and this other artist named Lieutenant Stitchy. Them two dudes was so fucking crazy. I think back in '86, they did a Sting, which again is that festival.
The festival, the fourth day.
Yeah. They did the fourth day in '86 as a clash against each other, battle against each other. And it's different then than it is now, because now niggas will get up there and they get so flagrantly disrespectful. Niggas is getting their head bust on stage. But them dudes, they would actually rehearse their battles. You know what I'm saying? Like they would do shit, one motherfucker do a speed rap, the next motherfucker do a speed rap, then they'll come in together and have a verse together that they saying the same shit, line for line, word for word, just to see who gonna keep up with each other or who gonna fuck up and get a word off and mess up from the shit in front of 20, 30,000, 40,000. So it was a collective effort, even though they was battling and display skill set and how sharp one motherfucker was over the other. But I saw that shit one day on one of them hooky party days, cutting school. And I was in such amazement looking at this shit, I just wanted to do it too. And at that time, I wasn't hearing no rappers do it. No MCs wasn't doing it. I have to say, the only people that was fucking with it on some rap shit was the Originators. And the Originators was the crew that Hov was down with after Jazzo. You know what I'm saying? When they did the Hawaiian Sophie joint. They was on their speed rap shit.
Das Effects too, would you say Das?
Das Effects is way after that.
Jay-Z
Way
was on
after
his
that,
speed
okay.
rap shit too?
Jay-Z
He
was on that
started
shit
out on
then.
it.
Yeah, he started out.
He
with
started
that.
out with that.
He rapped with fast on what song is that?
Hawaiian
Can I Get Her? He
Yeah,
rapped.
yeah.
Yeah, he rapped.
Yeah, but Hov was on that shit really early. Like he was on it before niggas was actually commercially putting records out, just from the crew he came from. And he was making records with them. I don't think he was actually one of the originators. He was just, they all fucked with each other just being Brooklyn. And Hov was always kind of moving on his own shit, but you know, at the time, again, my first influence was Lieutenant Stitchy, Papa San, and then me and Hov ended up going to school together, and Biggie. And Hov was on that shit with the Originators. In the process of me trying to get my shit together with it, me and Hov ended up having a battle.
Yeah, I heard about this legendary battle.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard it from
You got to
Rhymes,
break that
though.
one down.
Wait, whoa. Shit. I thought we was about to talk about Janet Jackson, but since you brought it
I want you to
up.
talk about Janet, but I want to know who
Man,
who's
like
out. But bullshit.
Like I'm a lead up to that because ultimately Hov got the best of the battle in that moment because I was just starting to figure out how to master my fascination with the speed rap. He was already on it.
When?
Yeah, he was already putting shit out, doing it at a incredible level of skill set, and was displaying that shit like he was just water spilling all over the place, just taking shape and form and however way he felt like it, because he had already
been practicing.
He been on his shit with it, you know what I'm saying? Me now at that point, with my competitive ass, you know, I always wanted to have my rematch, you know what I'm saying? It didn't happen, which was fine, because
you gonna hit.
I ended up getting my skill set developed to the point where I don't think nobody want to fuck with it now.
No.
And I don't think nobody wanted to fuck with it for a long time. I mean, it's interesting though because there's a lot of incredible speed rapping MCs. Twister.
I was
Bone
the
Thugs.
only two. They're the only two I feel like they can fuck with you.
I'm gonna be honest though, Tech Nine a dangerous motherfucker too now.
kind of like the godfather. I don't think.
Tech Nine, that's.
OG, I fuck with you. I don't think we fuck with Tech Nine like that.
I mean, you know, you gotta go and do your homework, Playboy.
Tell me something. Tell me something. Nigga.
You know?
I know Tech Nine too though. Tell me something.
I was trying to warn you. This ain't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, beloved. I don't know what record you heard me get on with an MC and got my ass whooped.
Oh no, I ain't saying you the GOAT.
Take a L,
That's real.
whatever
That's
you want to
New York
call
shit.
it. My
That
ass
was serious.
whooped. Take a L, lose. I don't care who it was with. You can get back to me on that after you do that homework.
No, I ain't saying on no record a nigga bodied you.
But you said that.
Ever.
What you just said about this?
No,
I didn't
you
tweet
took
you
it
the
wrong.
No,
You took it wrong.
I didn't take anything on.
Every record you got on, you was the GOAT.
No, King, but you
I
was
said a
just
nigga
saying.
named Tech Nine.
Okay, yeah.
When he come to rapping real fast,
Right.
he might get you.
Okay, see,
That's it.
and I understood.
That's it.
I understood you perfectly.
No definitely.
Tech Nine is my brother.
No doubt.
There was absolutely not too many that could fuck with him. But I think if you speak to Tech Nine directly about what you just said, rightfully so, he's supposed to believe that he's the nicest. On the records that we've got on together, though.
I ain't never heard that.
Okay, see, that's what I'm getting ready to tell you. You might need to go visit Worldwide Chopper.
Damn.
You might need to go and listen to that
Sound like a
record.
gangsta ass amusement park. Worldwide chopper.
It's Worldwide Choppers.
Greg go ride the AK, nigga. That's bad as fuck, bro.
You gotta excuse me, OG. I grew up listening to gospel.
I got a question.
I'm on bullshit. All that. Yeah, she going crazy.
Speaking on that, speaking on rapping with other people, some of my favorite albums that you was on that a lot of people might not know is them Violator albums.
Oh, absolutely.
Them Violator albums.
Rest in peace to Chris Lighty.
Yes, sir.
We love you. We miss you, Ken.
But it was so many
The logo
MCs.
for that Violator.
Oh man, thank you, my brother.
Like it was so many MCs on them Violator albums. Like, what type of motivation did it give you to be amongst all of them great MCs like that? Because you know you had LLU. I mean, it was crazy. So when you went in the studio and heard them verses from all of them guys, like, how did that motivate you to push yourself to become a better MC?
Before the Violator albums, I was fans of them dudes that ended up coming to Violator. LL is the reason I wrote my first rhyme. LL. My very first rhyme I wrote, I was 12. The name of that shit was called Pulse Rate. LL made me write my rhyme. That shit had all type of big fucking words because that's the way he used to rhyme. Right. Back then it was cool to sound like a hard, smart nigga. And being intelligent was a cool fucking thing.
Yeah, because his raps was flawed.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas ain't cursing in their records. They was busting your ass and wasn't even cursing on their shit.
I eliminate punks, cut them up in chunks.
You know what I'm saying?
So neatly.
Fucking you up and wasn't even cursing. So it was like some fly shit to me. And You know, it was everything. It was the whole embodiment. He was hip hop when you just looked at the motherfucker.
No rapper can rap.
The
White
Kangos.
man I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. Oh, mafioso. Like, yeah, nigga, that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit talk that he had, it just, I believed everything he said. You know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas made you believe it. So it was just me watching this shit and just being the dude that took all of their pictures from the Word Up magazines and the Black Beat magazines, and I was just hanging on my favorite niggas on my wall, Rakim and Slick Rick and LL and Chuck D and Public Enemy. All them niggas was on my wall. Run DMC, Fat Boys, every one of them was on my wall. I wake up and I just be in my room looking at these niggas every day. Go to C. Brown crib from Leaders of the New School. His room was the same way. And we be in them niggas, we be in Brown room when we was writing the Leader songs. Most of the Leader songs we wrote was in Charlie Brown room in his crib because his room just had every nigga you wanted to be like on the wall. So you just look at these niggas, a hip hop mural and museum of niggas. So being a fan of them before it made it even more incredible when we all ended up on the same team in the same clique. Because now we like the fucking Avengers, nigga. Right. Violator was the Avengers in hip hop.
Right.
And there wasn't no clique, whether it was a group of MCs that was signed to a label like Rockefeller or Rough Rider, Death Row. There wasn't no management company like Violator neither. And it was just something else going on because Violator started, it was given birth to after Rush Management ended. Chris Lighty was a management rep at Rush Management. So under Leo Cohen and Russell Simmons, when they had Rush Management and Def Jam at the same time, they was managing a lot of the shit they had signed to Def Jam. We ain't gonna get into that.
Nah, because you know at this point of the entertainment world, we know what that is.
Right.
It's not what we doing right here.
It was okay, it was fine then because it was they mastered, they had shit so fucking red carpet rolled out for each nigga that was lined up with them that you wasn't even missing bread if shit was conflicts or whatever because it was like, just the money was just so stupid. But the point that I'm trying to make is they dismantled Rush Management, and I think Leo just came in one day and told Chris Lighty and all the other management reps, y'all could pick from the litter. Take whatever y'all favorite acts are and go start y'all own shit. Do what y'all want. So Chris took Leaders, Tribe, De La, Jungle Brothers. Started Violator. De La left, Tribe left, Jungle Brothers left, Leaders broke up. I stayed with Chris. So he was all that I knew. So it wasn't like I even was comfortable enough gambling, fucking with somebody else. I ain't know nobody else like that. And I wasn't comfortable with nobody else like that. Besides Chuck D and Hank Shockley. That's who gave birth to me. I got my name, Busta Rhymes from them niggas, and Leaders of the New School came from Chuck. Chuck gave me my name, Chuck gave Leaders our name, but he wasn't trying to manage nobody. So I still needed Chris. Now, I was the only Violator artist. WooHaa come out, gold in 4 weeks, platinum in 8 weeks. The Coming First album come out in '96, gold in 6 weeks, platinum in 2 months. Niggas is looking at this shit after everybody was questioning whether or not. Niggas is, and then at this point, the whole question was, you know, all this nigga Busta Rhymes be doing on record, just screaming and with this rah, the Dungeon Dragon shit all the motherfucking time. Do we want to hear a whole album of this nigga doing that?
Nah, that nigga had a whole bunch of shit in his albums. I'm telling you, rap.
But this is before the album came. This is how niggas was talking.
Right.
So when the album came and we was able to get it right, and the success came with it and shit started sticking against the wall and the numbers was on the scoring board, niggas respected it in a whole nother way. That's when the attraction and the appeal of Violator started to look sexier and a whole other dynamic to artists. Niggas was like, oh, we see our niggas. We might need to pull up.
Right.
That was you who started that Dungeons Dragons shit.
Who didn't know?
The younger generation of hip hop.
Nah, I can agree with that. You know, that shit is 29 years ago.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm 28,
it's like
man. I'm
a lot of
almost
people, the younger generation heard it first when Nicki Minaj said it on the verse.
Yeah,
You get what I mean? Like that brought it back to be like, what? You didn't know where that came from?
Right.
So that was.
Nah, and I appreciated her for doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really.
She the GOAT too.
I appreciated that record, and I actually got on a remix of that record. It never officially became a remix, but I sent her the verse, and she fucked with it, and she actually brought me out at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York one time to do that verse live at a show that she had one time, and I got very, very fucking out of control on that record. I was in love with that fucking record, so I blacked on that shit. One of my particular favorite verses. But again, being at Violator and then seeing the success that I was able to acquire with Chris being at the head of the helm, and then Mona Scott came in, like right around my second solo album when Disaster Strikes with Put Your Hands and all of that shit came. And it was Mona and Chris.
Love and hip hop, Mona?
Yeah, Mona ran
She deep
Violator.
in the hip hop game.
Mona ran Violator with Chris. The huge shit that Mona contributed to Violator was she wasn't only making sure that this music shit was moving and shaking the right way with Chris. She brought the whole component of the branding and the movie shit with me, like the Mountain Dew shit that I did back then. Mona broke it down. Higher Learning and all of our movies I started fucking with. Mona was bringing all of that. She was making me go to the readings. She was lining me up with the casting agents and the agencies that was bringing them opportunities to the table. That was Mona. You know what I'm saying? Chris was making sure that the renegotiations for the record deals was in
Who's behind it? Chris?
several motherfucking M's, and the publishing deals was disrespectful M's too. Like,
I'm trying to get some disrespect.
I'm trying to get disrespectful. Shut up! You bitch ass nigga!
Right, all this respectful money we've been getting. We gotta get some disrespect.
Y'all New York niggas get nasty.
What the
fuck you bitch ass, you bum ass nigga. I want bum ass nigga money. You bum ass nigga.
Right.
Can't talk to him for
Look at
for me. You bum ass nigga. To talk to you niggas crazy. I got a cape and everything. I'm gonna get crazy.
He got disrespectful M. I got that what you about to do money.
Right.
What's after this?
Fuck that.
Yeah, that management company, 22 years, I never looked to fuck with another manager. And the only reason that I have a new manager now, which I gotta big up incredibly, the legendary Steve Rifkin, who founded Loud Records, that's my manager, and the legendary Abe Blitz, who used to manage DOS Effects, is my co-manager. So I got some real iconic hip hop motherfuckers on my team that has been a part of my growth for the entire journey. And if Chris didn't die, I probably would still been with Chris. You know what I'm saying? And once Chris passed, the whole Violator just dismantled completely. You know, Chris was an incredibly significant leader, you know what I'm saying? And that was an irreplaceable leadership quality. You know what I mean? He was the heartbeat, he was the veins, he was the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? So it couldn't move, it couldn't continue without him, which is unfortunate because, again, we had Voltron, Transformers, and the Avengers all mixed together.
Right, you still in the Avengers. You got 2 of the Infinity Stones on right now. That nigga got 2 of them motherfuckers on right now.
He's going crazy, but Jesus is chilling.
Yeah. 2 of the Infinity Stones. I've been looking like this nigga got on emeralds and rubies.
He's going crazy.
Somebody called Captain Planet in this motherfucker. You lift them up to the sky.
We got to backtrack. We didn't even get to go to the
Come on, the mole, man. Come on.
All right.
The immaculate.
What you want first with Janet? How that whole thing came together?
Listen, that whole thing with y'all getting them suits,
What,
all
what,
that,
what,
that,
what,
that
what,
shit
what,
is crazy.
What's it gonna be?
The craziest record ever, my guy.
Thank you,
like,
kid.
Craziest.
Thank you, Ben.
Crazy.
I mean, that was a dream come true moment for me. I done told the story before. I loved Janet since as early back as I can remember when she was Penny on Good Times.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And then when she was Willis girl in Different Strokes and shit.
Yeah.
And you know, just all of the different moments. But I think the moment that really just was mind blowing for me was just to hear her say my name.
I know what you mean.
Oh,
It's so many. I just
crazy.
want to hear my name.
I just want to hear my name. I just wanted to just to know that I was on her radar.
Right.
knew
And
you
she
existed.
knew you. That was crazy.
To hear my name come out of her mouth when she did the interview with Angie Martinez, at the time, the legendary voice in New York, boss lady Angie Martinez, when she was at High 97. I think Janet was on tour for the Velvet Rope album. And she was doing promo for the Velvet Rope tour. She was performing at the Garden. So she went and did an interview with Angie Martinez. And I'm driving in the city, and Angie asked her, you know, what rapper that she never worked with before that she's interested to work with, because she had never collabed with a rapper at this point in time outside of Heavy D. Okay. She had already did shit with Heavy D. So after the Heavy D collabs, she ain't really messed with no rappers for a long period of time. And I guess Angie, you know, thought that that was interesting, so she asked her, and then she just said, I would like to work with Busta Rhymes. And she ain't say no other rapper's name. That fucked me up so crazy. I pulled over because I knew I was gonna do something wrong.
No, you gotta call somebody.
Nigga, I did. I did, my nigga.
What? Controversy would have came up.
Nigga, I called Mona immediately, and I was like, Mona, I just heard Janet say my name on the radio.
That's crazy.
I need you to get in touch with Janet and tell Janet that I have a song for ready to go immediately.
Now.
Drop my blunt. Shit sounded so good.
I ain't have no song though.
Just had it. It was the flex game. It's the flex game.
Nigga was capping.
I was
I will.
super capping.
I will.
I ain't have no song, but I wasn't losing this moment.
Fuck that.
So Mona got in touch with Janet's peoples, and then they worked it out for us to get on the phone. I was nervous than a motherfucker at the time, because I didn't want to say nothing wrong that was gonna ruin the opportunity. Kept it short and sweet, and immediately got to trying to find the fucking song. So we ended up finding a record, and the young lady that wrote the hook to the beat, she killed it.
Killed it.
And then at that point, I said, all right, let me do this little speed rap dance to this shit real quick and get this ref over to Janet so she can hear the song. Did that, got the song to the queen. She heard the joint. The feedback was amazing. Now it was time to book the studio session.
Right.
Booked the studio session. She chose the studio, because you know, obviously, shit got to be on Obama levels for her to pull up. Security had to come and advance the whole situation and make sure it was appropriate for her to walk into that space.
Ooh.
Did the research on what kind of flowers she liked, what kind of candles she liked.
What kind of nigga she like?
What kind of fragrance she liked.
Had it in the room for her.
Had everything lined up.
Right.
Then we get to the studio, and she came a little bit after I got there. And when she got there, when I heard she was there, I left out the room because I had another room so I could finish my raps. Mm-hmm. And I knew she needed to record, so I didn't want to be in there not being productive while she was laying her verses, stacking her vocals and all of that. So I said, I'm gonna go in another room. I could just get to my shit, so as soon as she's ready and she says she done, I could be done. So I come in there, I say hello to her, we greet, hug, singing her praise real quick. I got the fuck up out of there fast.
I don't wanna fuck up the vibe, no nothing,
Fucking up
gang. I feel
nothing.
it.
And I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut because niggas don't know this is happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through some shit because it's like,
You know what you finna do.
nigga, I want to tell every motherfucking body, but niggas can't say nothing.
Luckily, wasn't no Instagram, nigga.
Got the
You
whole
was live.
It wasn't none of that. What, nigga? What?
What's up, my nigga? You bum ass nigga. Disrespectful. Say it, Janet. Say it. You bum ass niggas. I call y'all back.
Fuck you, man.
Ooh, these niggas. I'm finna fuck them out.
What?
Yo. This nigga DC is crazy. Janet blazed the shit out the record incredibly.
You did.
Thank you so much, Janet. To this day, I'm forever grateful.
Yeah.
You killed that. You killed it. One of my favorite records to listen to all time.
Record get done. Now we gotta come with the crazy video. I'm a movie buff, so I'm watching Terminator 2. And I'm seeing a liquid robot moving all over the place and shit. And I'm like, this is the illest shit ever. If I could pull this off, cause you know, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See Is Coming to America. Dangerous is motherfucking Lethal Weapon. Janet video was Terminator 2. So I was just taking my favorite movies and just putting myself in the movies, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, he said, I'm about to
let the game away. Now you can go back and watch and be like, damn, that nigga is doing the Terminator 2.
Word, I'm doing Terminator 2. So when we did the video, before we did the video, and the budget came back for the video, I was like, you can't nickel and dime no situation with Janet Jackson, nigga, so we gotta spin, my nigga. But I definitely wasn't thinking it was gonna be this type of bag.
Right.
This was a $2.4 million video budget. Yeah! So at that time,
Disrespectful.
it was just,
Now niggas getting 2,500.
If that.
now that's real shit.
If that. We gonna go to the gas station, buy some white tees, and let these niggas stand in the living room
Nigga, I'm
and
gonna
jump
buy the
around.
camera, you press record, you bum ass nigga.
3 scenes, in the house, on the porch, and in the yard.
Whole video.
Word. But yeah, 2.4 million for the video. The production that was built, all of that silver room shit with the walls moving in when I was doing all of the little robot shit while I was performing. All of that shit was built from the ground. Like it wasn't like you just green screening shit at the time. We was building these production sets in its entirety. The only thing that was the special effects was the liquid shit that I was morphing in and out of. But a lot of that budget came from this special effects company that we used at the time, which was the hottest effects company because they was a part of they did the effects for the Titanic movie. And at that time, they was super on fire because Titanic movie won like 10 fucking Oscars or some crazy shit like that.
Crazy shit.
And
I
I think the company was called Digital Domain. That was the special effects company. But the video took about 3-4 months to get completed because of the special effects. But when I walked on the set and the dress that Janet got on, the whole ensemble, I walk on the set and you know, she had these long nails and she had these little rings on the end of the nails and different size rings all over the shit.
Right.
So I'm looking at the situation and I'm trying to understand. And she was like, these is cock rings.
And what?
Yo, what the fuck, man? You should have laid into that, my nigga.
Nah, my nigga, I'm just,
cock rings.
nigga, she said this to me and I was just like, wow, all right.
So what the fuck are they? What's cock rings?
Cock rings, nigga.
Dick rings?
Yeah, dick rings.
Yeah, nigga, stop talking that talk while I'm on this set, man. I just wanted to say it one time just so I can put it out there.
I ain't know.
No, but I ain't know neither.
I'm like, these belong on you. Oh!
Nigga, I said the same shit. I was trying to understand. I was confused. But see, the song was about, making each other wet dreams,
Right.
all of that shit. So it's some sexual shit. But I didn't know she was gonna go to this extreme with the fit and the wardrobe. But when she explained all of that, and then we saw the designer dude when the outfit was done, because the dude who created it, he took that shit home. He took it back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we had to pay to make it, nigga, I still own this. I'm taking this outfit back home. Fuck what you talking about. You can keep all your other shit. This design is legend, though. And we respected it, but Janet she just put me in a whole nother mindset when she said that's what it was. So, and then her willingness to interact with me in front of the camera the way she did, it was really like some
better than me.
beautiful
After that,
shit.
I went and put a condom on like, I bet, nigga, what you gonna be, nigga?
I like, just don't touch my face with the motherfucker.
Latex.
Yo.
I bet when Busta Rhymes left that set, they were like, man, what the fuck we supposed to do with these moving ass walls?
We left all that shit. I ain't seen where we gonna put that. But at the end of the day, the shit turned out so magical, bro, that I don't know if I ever felt that.
That magic again.
I don't know if I felt it like that. That was that, I've done some incredible records with some of the most prestigious, iconic queens to ever do it in this music shit. Me and Mary J, and we got a bunch of collabs. I was blessed and honored to be rocking with her since her first album, 411. And she put me on that, and Missy and Mariah, you know what I'm saying? Big up to Janae too, they was on my first album. Not slighting nothing from none of these beautiful queens, and I'm gonna continue to make iconic moments with them moving forward.
So it ain't a remix without you on that bitch, bro.
Oh nah,
Especially the long remix where it be a lot of niggas. You
Busta
gotta be on all
I'm
of
gonna
them.
wait to that part. The rest of them niggas, I don't even care. When is Busta coming out?
Nah, thank you, bro. But it's throughout the 29 years of doing this, man. It's been so many legendary moments, man. We gonna probably need a 2, 3, 4 part series with this interview because it's just so much golden moments to share. You know what I'm saying? The Janet shit was incredible too. But then it's like, shit, man, I'm the first rap dude Stevie Wonder collabed with on the Big Bang album.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta grab my peanut.
Stevie, hey Stevie, you see I'm fucking with you, but when I don't see it, Stevie.
He gonna hear about it.
Yeah, you gonna hear about it. Just know it's a young nigga fucking with your style. Yeah. Just know that.
Yeah. Stevie heard WooHaa and was like, who is this person? I must be around.
Yeah, that's my Taurus big brother though. That's my big Taurus brother, and we actually got some new magic in the works coming soon. I hope we got another monster getting ready to come soon. This is probably my third collab with him because I also did something on his Time to Love album that came out through Universal Motown a few years ago. And he fucked with young Busta Rhymes. I'm the young bull. I'm the young Taurus brother of his. So he put his arm around me and give me guidance, and he schooled me to shit both professionally and personally. You know what I'm saying? So it's these kind of blessings that I keep getting bestowed on me to be able to, look at these moments and be like, how could you not continue to have the passion and the fire to want to do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is in trouble if they think that I'ma stop. What the fuck you mean stop?
Fuck you talking about, bum ass nigga?
Bum ass nigga.
Bum ass
Fucking
nigga.
bum ass.
Nigga.
Fuck wrong with these niggas, son?
Bum ass nigga. Get off me.
That nigga ready to turn to Thanos in this motherfucker.
Get
Stop
off me.
You heard what this nigga
live
said. The next 3 birthdays.
Word is bomb. Fuck that. I'm definitely too much. I've taken 11 years to finish this new album. In addition to what the new album is going to be as an experience in itself, and it's called Extinction Level Event 2.
Oh.
Yeah, because Extinction
The
Level
Wrath
Event
of
1
God.
was cold as hell.
Thank you, brother. And it's ill that the first song you bring up is Not what you asking for.
Just give it to me raw.
You know what I'm saying? That was on Extinction Level 1. That's a 22-year ago album. So 22 years later, you know, we looking at the shit that's going on. I've been trying to tell you niggas all of these albums.
What they talking about?
I've just been trying to tell niggas about this time that's coming.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop.
Oh, let me ask you this.
Real hip-hop.
You already know. So check this out. We had the big family, Gil from Goody Mob over here.
OG.
He told us about the exact moment when you brought the Behold a
Pale Horse book.
And now tell me the story.
We used to be in, first of all, big up to Dallas Austin.
Yeah, real big ups.
Yeah, legend.
Super duper big up to Dallas Austin. I don't think people understand how significantly important he is to this culture and how the shift of the young black executive was ushered in really via him. A lot of niggas don't understand that. Dallas Austin was 18 years old with a $4 million facility called DARP Studio and had like $6-7 million worth of cars parked in front of that motherfucker at 18.
God, dang, disrespectful.
See, at the time, my nigga, he had TLC, 3 million, 4 million sold. Another Bad Creation, 2-3 million sold. Boys to Men, 10 million sold. This nigga was smacking the shit out of everybody and was still a child. And nobody was doing that. You motherfucking right.
Damn.
He was saying that shit without saying it.
Right.
With his bread and with his resume. And Clive Davis loved Dallas. Big up to Clive Davis too. But he loved Dallas. Dallas, when I broke up with Leaders, Dallas reached out to me and told me to come to the A. Dallas gave me the Flip Mode logo. Niggas don't even know that. I got the Flip Mode logo from Dallas because Dallas heard about Rampage. And he was like, I love what you're doing, Bus. I think it's time for you to become an executive though. Like, let's do something with Dallas. I mean, with Rampage, I'm gonna sign you to give you a production deal through Rowdy. You just start like your little label shit and let's put out Rampage. So I was like, I'm fucking with everything you talking about. I'm still trying to figure out my next move because I still didn't have the courage enough to want to do a whole solo album. So I got on my feature game. And when Leaders broke up in 93 to 96, my way of getting to the bag quick, because I was the first one to have a child in Leaders at the new school. So I had to find ways to feed my son.
Right.
And I couldn't get it no more off of the Leaders in the new school shit because them niggas, we was over.
Right.
So, you know, I'm calling studios to find out who in there. And at the time, you know, I was already popping from Scenario. Right. So niggas wanted to hear from Busta Rhymes. So I called niggas studio sessions to find out who in there.
Right. This how the feature gang got popped.
Yeah.
Who in that bitch?
I pioneered the feature, by the way, nigga.
Hold up, what you say?
I just said I pioneered the feature.
Fuck you talking about, nigga? Talk your shit! I demanded that shit, you bum ass nigga. Put me on your shit.
Cause this is bum ass nigga right
I'm
now.
finna come rap. Move.
Nah, but the way that used to happen was, you know, I'm trying to make sure I find money, feed my child. Call the studio session, see who in there. Find out who in there. Go to the bud spot. At the time, this is before any of the Dro, Chronic, none of that shit ain't exist yet. Niggas are just smoking indica, cess, skunk, chocolate tie, that type of shit. Everybody love to burn the chocolate though. I'll take $100, about 520 bags, go get the slowest burning cigars. Them shits was called White Owls.
Still to the day.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Slowest burning cigars, my nigga.
I don't like them.
Roll, I don't like them shits neither. They was harsh to the
Yeah.
motherfucker.
But
they burn
Tastes
slow.
like some nasty coochie.
God damn, nigga. Nigga ate some pussy tastes like a blunt.
This nigga crazy.
Bitch, your coochie taste like a white owl.
Yeah, but I would go in these sessions and I pop up and I would just, you know, had the weed steaming and niggas just smell it. Everybody wants smoke. Everybody wants smoke.
Right.
pass that shit around. You ain't leaving without your bud, and while them niggas is smoking, you in the corner writing some shit. I get to doing a little grunt, a little Dungeon Dragon growl in the corner. Niggas won't hear what the fuck I'm up to.
That nigga talking to himself. That's brilliant.
That's what people start doing to these niggas. I'm popping up.
Hey, bro, what you say over there? Oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Keep smoking.
Hell, they didn't forget what they verses anyway.
So how you did it? Was it like?
Yeah, I'm doing all of that. Exactly, nigga. Just like that. After I write my shit, I'm saying it to myself. But then I get to moments where I gotta do what I actually gotta do on the verse in the booth. So if I got the Dungeon Dragon growl in the middle of the verse, I'm gonna do it loud enough for the room to hear it, but not hear it. Then they wanna hear what I'm saying. Okay, now turn the mic on, let me go do it in the booth. I get in there, I spit my shit. They can't hear the song without that verse no more.
Right.
We come back in the vocal, in the control room, playing the shit 3-4 times in a row. Niggas is high-fiving, everybody happy, the verse stupid. I leave, Chris Lighty, my nigga, listen to this joint I did last night with such and such.
Yeah.
Can you send that invoice for me, please, brother? You send the invoice, the lawyers get to talking, come pick up the check from the label, do that 3-4 times a week. That shit was very fucking lucrative shit to do. And I ain't have to split it with no crew. And I didn't have to recoup it from no budget. It was just my money for my motherfucking work that I was putting in, just beating the pavement and grinding. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was just doing all of that led to Dallas seeing the way I was moving. And he was just like, nigga, you on some shit. While you hot and got this momentum, let's put out an artist, but it's yours. I come out here, come to the Rowdy office. I needed a company name, and I just went back to Scenario Remix, and I was like, open up your mouth if you want the food to get rude, flip mode, cause I'm in the mood, Yeah, man, that's how it goes. Body get broke up, blood coming out the nose, give me your Band-Aid. So I said flip mode in that verse. So I said, I'm gonna take flip mode as the company name. And I told Dallas. Dallas came back with like 6 flip mode logo options, and I chose the one that the world ended up seeing. So that's the first thing. Let's big up Dallas for that, cause Dallas, he helped me evolve into being an executive. Dallas did the same thing with Puff. When Andre Harrell let Puff go, Dallas called him and told him, come to Darp Studio. Come to the A, bro. I introduce you to Clive Davis. Bad Boy was born. Dallas had everything to do with that too. Cause Dallas was the plug to Clive. Cause Dallas was the nigga that Clive was going to get all of the millions of records sold. His hand was hotter than a motherfucker when EPMD broke up. Eric Sherman, I'm a fan. Come to the A. That's how Eric came down here and ended up in the A. Started Def Squad shit. Started producing for Illegal, Little Jamal and Malik. You remember them dudes? There was a group that was 2 little young boys at the time. They was like 12 and 13 years old. These little niggas was like terrorists though. They was in a strip club. And asked a strip chick to come back to the studio with them. When they come to the store, they see these little niggas is around, niggas like Puff and Busta Rhymes and Dallas Austin. Them chicks was fascinated by shit like that. They drinking, they get drunk, smoke weed, knock out on a futon or some shit.
Them niggas get in the club.
At 13?
Yeah.
People get you in the club.
And these little niggas would take their car, go crash their shit up, bring it back, park it. And I had them wake up from they sleeping off their high thinking they crashed their own shit. And I said, these little niggas is illegal. Dallas said that's what we gonna name these niggas. Illegal. The name of the group became Illegal.
Went crazy.
Eric Sherman started producing all their shit, and Dallas was producing their shit, and niggas was hard. Little Jamal ended up with Def Squad. You know what I'm saying? And again, Dallas was very instrumental in the evolution of Puff just being a dope A&R for Mary and Jodeci into becoming an executive, a CEO of his own company. Same shit with Eric Sermon, same shit with Busta Rhymes. So back to Gip and Goody Mob, all of that time when we was in Dark Studio, we used to have these building sessions because, you know, I'm a member of the 5% Nation of the Gods and Earths. So I was always into knowledge of self and just researching high sciences and things of that nature. And Gip was always there. Gip was the first Goody Mob member that I knew. He was always there because, you know, the mother of his child,
Joy.
the beautiful and incredible Joy, she was working very closely with Dallas at the time.
Right.
So, you know, I was always super cool with Joy. She's a royal empress to me as far as talent and just as a human being.
One of the dopest.
Gip,
Ain't that the one of I lose all control?
yeah,
That's the shit right there.
And Gip is like my motherfucking brother. That's the God. You know what I'm saying? George Clinton at the time was coming through, and he was busting our head with so much high science because he started hitting us with shit about how when they was doing their Parliament Funkadelic concerts and they was landing the mothership on stage, that Feds used to pull up to try to investigate what was these niggas trying to tell people, because that Area 51 shit was supposed to be classified. Right. But them niggas was doing that shit in their shows and, you know, talking that shit in their music, and it just seemed like they was tapping into some shit that was obviously letting the powers that be feel like they needed to pull up. Right. So
they ain't just gonna pull up.
They don't just pull up.
Yeah.
They need to, they want to figure out what the fuck you getting into with this talk. So it was like George was sharing those stories with us, and the crazy shit was, as he was sharing them stories with us, he put me on to this book, Behold a Pale Horse, written by William J. Cooper.
Yeah.
I think he was a former naval briefing team member. He ended up getting killed too.
Yeah, he did him grief.
But the ill shit is, this book was the book that really took what I was already dealing with as 5%, dealing with the God Nation, the Nation of the Gods and Earths, and studying my shit and combining it with this shit, which was some whole other shit. And it just changed my whole perspective, which is what turned my albums into The Coming, When Disaster Strikes, Extinction Level Event, Anarchy, Genesis, it ain't Genesis, it ain't safe no more, Big Bang. Like, this continuing storyline that's connected by this silver lining, never deviating from what the concept is and what the content is. And I'm just adding these new different chapters to this book of Eli.
Right.
You feel me?
You dropping knowledge on me, nigga don't even know.
Right.
You killing him, OG.
So it's like George Clinton did that to me. That's the effect he had on me, between the shit that he was schooling me with and that book. And Gip, being that he was around this shit, I gave Gip the book. And he took it to them, Goody Mob, all of my brothers over there, Cool Joe, CeeLo, and all. And when they got that book, it just turned them into something else. Cell Therapy was born. And they started dealing with the fucking who's knocking at the window.
Yes, sir.
Pow.
Nobody.
And in the videos, niggas is paying for their food with the barcode scans.
Yeah.
And now when you dealing with what's going on here with these niggas talking about these mandated vaccinations and all of this wild shit, and Trump at the fucking debate talking about we could get 200 vaccinations done a day because I'm gonna deploy the military to give it to niggas. And what the fuck military niggas got to do with giving a nigga a vaccination shot is beyond me. But I'm just saying this information was fascinating back then.
Right.
Never knowing whether or not it was gonna be true or come to life, but just the idea and the what if of it was fucking with niggas. And I was drawn to that shit. So, you know, Gip and them took it, they ran with it. Even Outkast, I believe, started to really get into that shit because they was Southern playalistic Cadillac music at first, and then
Especially Andre.
they turned into this
ATL.
Nigga had shoulder pads.
You know,
Trip. Nigga had shoulder pads and the marching boots. I'm like, nigga, what are you?
Fur diaper, nigga.
What
That
are you
nigga had
doing?
on like a fur drawers and shit like that. Legendary shit.
yeah, but you know, all of that too is the showmanship. You know what I'm saying? It was showmanship. It was not being comfortable trying to just do the regular nigga shit with the baseball fitteds and the baseball jersey. you know, and the Tim boots. Like, we could do that all day, but, you know, there is a nation of motherfuckers that really want to go out there and show niggas how they really feel and how they really be thinking. Right. And how we be imagining shit and the what ifs if we could pull those off. Mm-hmm. What would the reaction really be if we just did it? Mm-hmm. And niggas just did it with their chests out like, fuck it, whatever the outcome is gonna be, it's gonna be, but I'm gonna nosedive head first without a parachute, and fuck it. Right. However way I land, that's what it's gonna be. Right. It didn't get to that point. I don't wanna say that it was just me, this is before me, you know, George Clinton and them was on that. Right. But as far as hip hop is concerned, you know what I'm saying, I pulled from Cold Crush and Furious 5, because when you look at them, they was dressing up on some shit that was crazy. Wild too. Right. They had them fucking feathers on and the fucking shoulder pads looking
leggings
crazy.
And shit,
but see, they was pulling all of that shit though. Real shit on the album artwork. That's how Melly Mel and them niggas.
They look like
them niggas was standing up.
A group of old pictures of your uncle.
Real shit.
Because everybody had that one uncle who had bullshit, but it was clean at that moment.
Real shit, my
Look at your Uncle Fred.
My uncle's on dope. He ain't doing that.
But I'm saying, like, you did that, Buzz. Like, I don't remember what video it was, but you was dressed like one of the niggas Chris Tucker was fighting in Rush Hour. You had like some Japanese shit
That was
on.
his clothing line.
For real?
Yeah. He had a clothing line.
Bushi.
Yeah.
Short for Busta shit.
See?
Bushido warrior.
Bushido warrior.
Yeah, Bushido. God. But I just was trying to, I was just trying to maximize it all. I mean,
karate clothes, nigga?
No, I ain't selling no damn karate clothes, nigga.
I was like, nigga, you is the goat. That nigga like, I'm about to sell some
DC, it was closed.
It was closed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, boy, he had that goddamn.
Nah, nigga, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We had the fly regular shit for the street. Like I did like Averex leather spinoffs that was Bushi shit. I did sweatsuits. I did denim suits, like shit that niggas could wear regular. Like
Send us some of that shit, nigga. Send us some bullshit.
I'm gonna have to custom shit. We stopped doing that a while ago.
Perfect time to bring it back.
Now you ain't never lie. You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie.
Jamaican about where that shit.
Hey, fuck it.
Rasta Californian.
That's how you get the disrespect from millions, nigga.
Fuck off me, you bum ass nigga. Bushi, I have a Bushi. Not Bushi, it's Bushi.
nigga.
Busta Rhymes.
That's gonna be our closing line, DC. Bum ass nigga. We got to talk about how you slid on the track with Mariah Carey and literally slid on the track.
Oh man, thank you, brother. She is incredible. First and foremost, congrats.
Salute.
To Mariah. She got a whole lot of incredible shit going on. I think she just put out an album October 2nd. That shit is moving and shaking, streaming crazy. She just put out a book. That shit is the #1 top selling book in the world right now. Like,
and her season coming up.
You motherfucking right. That Christmas, nobody can fuck with her.
Nobody.
Period.
Every mall. I'm buying a gift.
Oh, that's a fact. Nah. She got the crown for that. Forever though.
Yeah, her and
nobody.
Like forever.
Her and In My Mind, them the only two songs you really know.
Nah, like she came up with a happy birthday song, like for real. Like that shit will never die. That Christmas joint. So it's like,
never.
Big up to Mariah first and foremost and shit, but that song, bro, I got the beat from Rick Rock, my brother. Big up to Rick Rock out there in the motherfucking Bay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother Rick Rock. Me and Spliff Starr was on a tour bus one time driving cross country.
See,
from
this
New
nigga
York
good
to LA.
Look, I told you.
Spliff, that nigga's Spliff with me
everywhere.
The whole journey. Spliff riding shotgun with me.
See, that nigga over there.
It's my motherfucking brother.
That nigga sleep with the motherfucker.
Old nigga shit kicked in.
I done watched Spliff a couple times. He done leaned on the back of the chair like, woo, my neck getting heavy.
Yeah, there was a period that I wasn't fucking with the plane. I just wasn't in the mood to get on the plane. I be getting tired of that whole plane shit. Sometimes, just to take your shoes off and all of that.
Yeah, monkey shit. It's monkey shit.
Yeah, so it was. I think the straw that broke the camel's back for me one time. This plane took a dip that felt like that shit dropped like 10,000 feet. Thought niggas was definitely finished. And that was the last flight for about 3-4 years. Built me some tour buses from the frame, brand new, everything beautiful, and that shit exactly how I wanted the motherfucker.
Right.
And we would live on them shits and drive from New York to LA with 2 of the most incredible tour bus drivers in the planet. Only time these motherfuckers would stop was the fuel or if motherfuckers had to use the bathroom. But overall, it was a relaxing drive. You was able to rest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time niggas is grinding so much until you in a situation where you ain't got no choice but to sit your ass down.
Right.
You working to exhaustion. You know what I'm saying? So we on the bus and while we riding a lot of the time, we playing the video games and shit. We watching wild movies, getting ideas. We listening to Wild Beats. Niggas is sending us left and right.
You got a studio on the board.
Yeah, we definitely had a stew on the bus. We got the bud on the bus. We got the liquor on the bus. But everything is just cozy. Niggas is riding out, and the beat came on. And I just started singing this shit with Spliff. We just started bugging out, like on some joke shit. And when the melody was done for the hook and the words was done for the hook, we knew this shit was a smash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Figuring out who to do it now, I was just like, this definitely can't be no record where we don't get one of the creme de la creme queens of this shit to do it. We can't play with that. Like, we gotta make sure we get the right queen for this.
Right.
And Mariah at that time was just the most incredible choice. And she was already my friend, and she's already like super easy to do shit with. You just gotta make sure you accommodate the boss lady the way she needs, the queen. When she pull up, you gotta have your shit together.
Same way.
You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. She earned the right to passage to get that without negotiation or complaining. So once I sent her the joint and she heard it, man, she was all the way on board. And that shit was so beautiful. She got that shit done super quick, turned it around. And it's ill because it was the first time that I ever learned about vocal rest. Like, there was times I needed to talk to her about her approving the levels to the song, and we was mixing the shit, and we sending it back to just get all of the approval processes all done so we could send it to mastering, get it mastering, turn it into the label, request the clearances and all of that. For about 2 weeks, we couldn't get her to talk. She was like, you can only text me, you can't talk to me. And at the time, I didn't understand that. I kind of felt like I was getting shitted on. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you mean, queen? You don't want to talk to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this shit. Like, but sometimes, especially when your voice is hoarse, you gotta shut your fucking mouth and let it heal itself. But her vocal rest, and we ended up having the same vocal doctor, and he's incredible, Dr. Kessler. Big shout to Dr. Kessler. But overall, she was a vocal rest at this point in time and was a weird experience for me because I could only speak to her via text. And she really, really, really did not speak for like 2 weeks. I tried wrapping my head around that. Like, even when you in a crib with your family or with your kids or with your loved ones or whatever, no conversation? Y'all in the same crib and y'all gotta write some shit down so I could tell you what I want you to do, or I gotta text you some shit to tell you what I need you to do. Right. Go get me something to drink. Text. Like, that was the first time I'm seeing this with her. And it was a valuable lesson because I ended up needing that same process years and years later. And I started to frequently lose my voice 2 years ago. And Dr. Kessler used to tell me I needed to go on vocal rest too, but I couldn't do that shit. Right. Fuck Busta Rhymes gonna keep his mouth motherfucking shut.
Yeah, what the fuck type of shit is that?
You can't goddamn, you ain't doing this shit. You
had to go back to the breakdance thing.
Oh, nigga. What? Cause that shit is serious, like being an artist, like even with me, and I know I be doing like the stand-up shows,
right.
and I have to go to the studios, and I be,
right.
I know for a fact in my mind that is hurting me.
Yeah, bro.
I'm talking about literally hurting me.
Yeah, bro.
So people don't understand like how I have to sometimes get off the road knowing that I want to go to the studio, but I literally have to go to sleep.
It's real
2 or
shit.
3 days, book it on Thursday
Right.
because I have all weekend.
Right.
So it's a wrap. If I get on the
That's
track,
real shit.
it's how do you want it? It's a wrap.
Real shit.
You see what I'm saying? So
Real shit.
the vocal wrestling, and that just put me in the mind like, nigga, you have to continue
Got
to do
to.
that.
You
2
got
weeks,
to.
don't say nothing.
Real shit.
Nigga,
That shit
I
is a
couldn't
long
see-
time.
You ain't
Because
gonna make it.
you gotta understand,
2 weeks.
is your voice at its prime when you wanted to do what you wanted to do? It's the best. So
Real
you go in the
shit.
studio and you just sound the best.
You think you
shit.
can be quiet for 2
Bro,
weeks?
you shut the
Hell
fuck
no.
up for 2 weeks. Ain't no telling who the fuck you sound like. Your voice heals so much you don't sound like you no more. Like I was saying. Welcome back, welcome back.
Like one of the white men. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Cold white men voice.
Nah, that's lit.
Nah, I appreciate it, but yeah, Mariah, man, that's my friend. I love her, and I'm proud of her, and congrats to her with all the shit she got going on right now, because she's doing an amazing job. And again, man, it's exciting to be talking about all of this shit because, shit, man, I don't know when this interview gonna air, bro, but October 30th is 18 days away from right now. I don't know when many fucking days is gonna be away.
Speaking of future, be like, cause this shit coming out Friday.
coming.
Yeah,
Friday.
okay, so
Today Friday for these motherfuckers.
So what's the date on Friday?
Friday?
What's the
What's
date?
the date? Today is the 12th.
The 16th.
Yeah, so in future today is 16th.
It's Friday the 16th?
Yeah, that's when the promo
14
run
days,
started
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, real
Good.
shit. That's perfect timing. So if today is the motherfucking 15th, the 16th.
Right.
You see how you
If
still
today,
doing your
if
shit?
today is the 16th, then y'all motherfuckers got exactly 2 weeks and 2 days before this album hit the fucking street and shift the climate significantly.
Fuck you mean?
Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God. I am not coming to discuss anything outside of how much I am going to bust y'all motherfucking head wide open.
Real hip hop.
We got
Make
it
you
first
niggas
right
rap
here.
again. Make these niggas rap again. They can't rap for shit. Make these niggas rap again.
Nah,
Boondocks.
you know, I ain't gonna lie. It's so beautiful to be able to put out an album in this time, especially dealing with speaking directly to the times.
Right.
I take great pleasure in speaking directly to the times, especially when it's been a part of this storyline for the last 24 years, from the beginning of my solo career, not my group career. So 29 years professionally doing it since the first Leaders album in 91, but 24 years since the first solo album in 96. So to go from The Coming to When Disaster Strikes to Extinction Level Event, and then 22 years later come with my first sequel album. I never did a part 2 to none of my albums.
No.
This is my first part 2. And this is my first album at retail in 11 years. So this is a big moment for me. You know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker dropping in 2 weeks and 2 days.
Real shit.
What? I can't wait.
Thank you for coming and sitting with us and
Dude,
letting us be
I
a part
burn
of it,
myself.
man. You know what I mean?
Nah, thank you, King. I'm honored to be a part of y'all because I ain't gonna front. I done watched a few interviews with y'all. Y'all motherfuckers be having me in a stool, wilding. So to be here and y'all, and the thing that I think is dope with what y'all do, y'all remind motherfuckers how important it is to still laugh, my nigga. You know what I mean? All this wild fucking shit, this wild cowboy shit going on out here. White people acting a little crazy, a little too crazy. You know, the police department acting really fucking crazy. And, you know, black people out here trying to figure it out, but they still doing a little bit of crazy shit they shouldn't be doing too. But for the most part, you know, to be able to see that there is a struggle that's being fought every day on some very real, focused agenda shit amongst the common man that's just out here trying to find their way because they done took all types of civil liberties away from niggas. They literally telling niggas you can get in trouble if you breathe freely. I never thought that I would live to see the day that a nigga would turn breathing freely into a mandate.
Right.
That really ain't even passed legislatively as a law and make it like a crime. I'm not saying not be conscious and not to be careful. Self-preservation is obviously the first survival instinct. Right. Like a motherfucker, you better be careful.
Hell yeah.
Like a motherfucker, you better deal with self-preservation. But you also need to remember, every man has to live and die in his own iniquity, which means that with every choice comes an invoice. But part of living is living if a motherfucker ain't out here living with proper understanding. Understanding is the best part. It's the absence of confusion. Niggas is just going along with shit and complying willingly without asking any questions.
Talk your shit!
We ain't trying to understand some real shit. Like, okay, I'm gonna just put this mask on just because niggas told me to. I want some real information on that shit because I really want to live. I know scientifically there is some infractions with putting this mask on and recycling the carbon monoxide that you exhale. Is it carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide?
I fuck it up too. They know.
Carbon dioxide, right? Cool. So we ain't supposed to inhale or recycle what you breathe out. We ain't supposed to do that. Like that's just not. It's just not what you're supposed to do. You don't eat your own shit. You don't drink your own piss. You don't inhale what your body gets out of its system.
Right.
So, I think doing that, and then your children doing that, and some sort of side effect. There's gonna be some damage done in that. But if you really just supposed to be protecting yourself from this crazy shit, let us do this shit with some real substantial information that can be backed up by some truth that can't be disputed or challenged, because niggas really do want to live.
Right.
And motherfuckers really want to find a solution on how to get past this shit. But to just be indefinitely telling motherfuckers all type of inconsistent shit, and the regular man that just want to go and earn an honest living can't even go do that because you done took the fucking, you done shut all businesses down.
Right, man. We can't even pass the fucking Cavassier. Niggas gotta get their own. Niggas
You know what I'm
gotta get their
saying?
own Cavassier any day.
It's still open though, but we just can't pass it.
Can't pass it.
Stay
Like,
6 feet away with the Cavassier. That's a new, it's the remix.
You gotta goddamn throw the ball.
Nah, but overall, without getting too off the deep end with the deep shit, I love the balance that y'all find and still giving motherfuckers feel good energy. Because with all this crazy shit going on, a motherfucker do gotta remember you need to sometimes take a break from that shit, let the second string niggas go in and fight, and you need to recharge, nigga.
Right.
Go learn to laugh and live a little bit and get to some feel good energy so that you can get back to the fight with some fuel again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I salute y'all for that.
Coming from the OG itself.
That means something, man. It means something to get them type of accolades from people of your status, because we started doing
we
this
respect
out of love, for each other, and just knowing that we had something to get to the world, but to get recognition from somebody who has been in the game for as long as you have and has the knowledge that you have and has seen as many things come and go as you have. That means the world, man. Thank you.
Birth of hip hop. They say hip hop. Like you said, you was sitting right there watching it.
Thank you, Ken.
Being in that moment, like even when you was young, it was still another hip hop level that even my generation don't even know nothing about.
No question.
You see what I'm saying? So just to hear these stories, like I gotta go look all these niggas up.
Real
I ain't
shit.
even know you had a song with Tech Nine. I'ma call you. I'ma call you, nigga. I'ma be like, I apologize. You went crazy on this nigga, man. You feel me? So just to have that gap just be closed on some just like I say, bro, like we've been doing this
Wait
shit.
till you hear the Mystical and Busta Rhymes shit.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's some of the
Mystical was
craziest shit
too.
ever.
I got Twista, big him up too. Twista as hell, yeah. All of
So he
them.
got a whole
catalog.
catalog of him just literally just.
Hey, yo, Swiss, let's get this verses together and stop fucking playing, okay?
That sounds like it's already on an album.
My brother Swiss that's my fucking, Swiss is like my that's one of my closest brothers in this music industry shit. Professionally and personally. That's a brother that I could call when I'm really having a headache with a personal issue and I could get some guidance from. And he younger than me. Right. He's just a super smart, very, very intelligent, and very resourceful brother. And he's a giver, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that's important for niggas to hear. Instead of talking all of this shit about what another nigga ain't got and on how much shit you want to throw up in a nigga face, it's too easy for me to stunt on niggas too. Right. From jewelry to car shit to all of that. Niggas know my rep when it comes to all of that. But I just think in these times, we just need to make a little more of a conscious effort. I'm not saying don't have fun. Have fun. I'ma still wear my shit and shine too. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, you know, let's kind of stop including in the narrative, you know, that we could be there to keep each other up. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother Scarface, because he need us a lot right now.
Right now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Legends to our face.
I love Scarface. I want to thank Bun B for getting me on the phone with Scarface when I got the kite about what his situation was recently. And we've been on the phone speaking pretty much every day since then. And, you know, I'm going to do everything in my power to be an incredible and a very powerful resource to Scarface, because Face was one of the brothers back in '91 when I went on a PE tour with Leaders of the New School. That nigga used to come out there with this green leather suit on in the middle of the Ghetto Boys performance, and it was like 11 of us on stage. Leaders, Son of Berserk and the Hellraisers, Tribe, Public Enemy, Kid and Play, Oaktown 357, fucking Ice-T. Nigga, like this tour was so legendary, and PE headlined it and brought all of us out. And Scarface used to come out there with this green leather suit, with the cane and the top hat. Mr. Scarface. Yeah. And nigga, when that came on, the whole fucking arena
go crazy,
lose their shit. And it was just the spotlight, so you couldn't even see the face because the shadow of the brim from the hat was dark when it made his face dark. But he just had that walk. Came out on niggas on some Godfather gangster shit and would sledgehammer the venue in the middle of the Ghetto Boy set. Cause they would come and do their group shit. Right. Then Willie D would do some of his solo shit. Bushwick Bill would do some of his solo shit. Rest in peace, Bushwick. Okay. And motherfucking Scarface would sledgehammer that shit. Yeah. And these were shits that I was blessed to be a part of. So to have that kind of history with the bro, and we still been able to have that brotherhood all these years later, damn near 30 years, man. It's like, we can't sit there and watch and not be able to be crutches and keep each other up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, you know, I'm just saying that to say, every generation, every demo, you know, even the generations after us, like, be them resources for each other, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, no matter how proud niggas want to act like they are, motherfuckers need each other sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
And we gotta be there.
One of my favorite YouTube clips. You in the studio with Timberland, and then he was like, "Nigga, you ain't making no," you know, basically.
Oh yeah, and I started fucking with the keyboard and pressed that shit.
Yeah.
That motherfucker Timberland just heard me press that. He knew what the fuck he was doing though. Right. He knew he had all of them fucking tricks and treats up in the damn keyboard. And he knew I was going, once I started fucking with it, he knew I was gonna stumble on one of them shits that was gonna motherfuck me up.
Right.
And it did.
Great.
We got to it, and that motherfucker made the joint. I actually wrote verses for that. I wrote verses for it. We didn't finish the song. I think I laid one verse or something, but we never went back to it. Yeah, that's a lost file. Nah, but overall, again, I thank y'all for having me. You know, again, I'm a plug it. Extinction Level Event 2.
Yes, sir. We gonna plug it.
Wrath of God.
Plug it too.
We are. Did you know that this podcast was voted the #1 podcast amongst black people with no cable?
You lying.
Right? Nope.
I swear on everything.
What?
The people's
We are going
choice.
crazy.
That shit is incredible. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Wow, that shit is.
Yeah, we coming up in the
we
world.
gotta give it up.
Legend.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck
Bum
you, man,
ass
beloved.
nigga. Fucking legend, nigga.
Love, kid.
Fuck that.
Word.
You little niggas, look, if y'all fuck with me, all the little niggas is 13 and 12, hey. This is where I get my shit from, you hear me? You crazy ass ab, yeah, wham, look at this.
This is how you sound
Nigga,
after
yeah.
vocal rest. Well, folks, there you have it. Busta Rhymes here live on the 85 South Show. Good night. We'll see you guys next Friday. After vocal rest.
Yeah, it is already. Wait till it sound like after 2 weeks.
Thank y'all, man.
No, thank you for
thank you,
hey,
bro.
man.
This nigga, nah, bullshit. Hey, we gotta take a picture. But this like the first iconic
Yeah.
moment on the 85. We done had a lot of motherfuckers.
Wow.
A lot
This
of
one, bro,
motherfuckers.
that's
Look how Marvin Gaye looking. Like, boy, y'all got Busta Rhymes.
Real talk. This the first time he smirked.
right.
He's like, you know what, y'all did y'all thing tonight.
Busta Rhymes, this motherfucker,
Just
man.
to be able to, like, you don't understand. I know you probably don't get it, but we grew up watching you and to be sitting here
Nigga,
right
I used
here
to rap
with
in
you.
high school.
Right,
Thank you.
sitting
playing
here with
that
you,
shit.
but it's like, it show you the dreams come true. Because if somebody would have told any of us when we first started doing this that one day, man, you're gonna be able to sit down and chop it up with the nigga that made this.
The nigga was running like this in front
Right.
of an elephant. The funniest run.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Like this. Fuck the elephant.
You know what I
On
mean?
me.
So that's what I mean. It's just like, man, it's the most amazing shit ever because
Thank you,
as a
Ken.
young man watching you growing up, to know that, you know, like all that shit he laying out right
Yeah,
there,
shit
like
was
them
crazy.
Vibe magazines and
was
all, it's
crazy.
like, you know what I mean, to be able to sit here and be amongst you and have you give us love is like, my nigga,
Shit,
what?
Nah, this is crazy, for real. Thank
Oh
you so
my
much.
God.
God
King,
guide
bro.
your footsteps.
Oh
you know what I'm
man,
saying?
thank you, King. Thank you so much.
Love,
And
brother.
God willing, he continues to. Well, shit ain't no God willing. He's going to
Right.
continue to
Yes,
guide
sir.
my footsteps.
October 30th.
All of our footsteps,
Yes,
though.
sir.
Word.
October what?
October 30th. You better motherfucking believe that.
On my baby birthday, so I'm going to buy
Oh
her some
shit,
gifts
that's
and buy your
beautiful.
shit.
That's what's
You
up.
hear me?
That's
Yes,
what's
sir.
up.
Going up on
That's
that.
what's up.
Love, man.
Love.
What?
Word.
Fuzzy.
It's a legend shit right here, gang
Yeah,
guys.
this one gonna go crazy.
What?
Late at night for me to come get down. When I come over there, get in the wig. He said we can't do nothing tonight because of my kids. He said, fuck them kids. They should be asleep anyway. He said, fuck them kids. I ain't let them get in my way. Fuck them kids. That's a fact. I bribed them kids with a bag full of snacks.
Fuck them kids, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids, fuck them kids.
With a bag full of snacks. Fuck them kids, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids, fuck them kids. With a bag full of snacks.
I came over here like, hey,
Don't make me whoop your ass again.
Huh?
I'm at work.
A kid did that? Which one? Oh, this one. I ain't even see that one. Hey, boy,
how old is it?
look at my braids.
Bring it to me. Check out the middle.
That shit is hilarious.
They ain't putting nothing in the middle.
They ain't put nothing in the middle. That's funny as fuck.
I'm thugging, I'm just casual.
DC look like Rich Homie Quan.
Right.
He made our
with a
ears
bag
look
full
like
of
booty
snacks.
holes. He even put Marvin Gaye in there though.
Yep.
Ah, hilarious. Well, your ass look like R. Kelly.
Fuck you.
I wanna piss on you. Drip, drip, drip. Ah! That's that key in ignition, R.
They
Kelly.
do gotta be looking like kills on that motherfucker.
They got Karlous looking like he working AutoZone. What's up?
You look like you don't
And they got a tumor in it right here. That nigga here.
Nigga said they got our ears looking like booty holes.
Booty hole is.
That's hilarious. I don't know who the fuck that nigga is.
That's you.
Good.
That's you, nigga.
I ain't never had that afro like this.
I know. You look like you said, give me a piece. Give me a bite.
They got nigga like he saying. No, look like he said that shit.
This sound like the beginning of the movie. Trying to commit the robbery and shit ain't going right. This,
Got down with that one. I can tell he fucked up the tooth. He just blacking it out. He's blacking it out. He's like, God damn it.
nah, nigga, you got that nigga low showing some chew.
Me and Marvin Gaye had a show.
I ain't even gonna play. That shit cold. Looking like, where my microphone at? Cause who got the mic?
It's my turn to sing. I'm doing the adlibs.
Welcome into the new world. I am looking for a new girl. If you are her, then I am him. Let's go for a swim. Not in the pool, but in your room. Won't you make me drool when I eat your coochie cool? And after I get fixed,
Coochie real
Then I'm going to pull out my big ass dick and you going to lick,
Coochie.
lick, lick, lick. I want
Coochie
some
real good.
lick, lick, lick. She can give it a lick.
Coochie.
Lick. What's up, sir? God
Coochie
damn.
real good.
Hell no. 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 What's happening, G?
Oh man, thank you, big dog.
Yes, sir. How you living?
How you feeling?
Last time we were together, we was at the roll room. Yeah, the stripper bowl. We was walking on money. The whole club full of money. Stripper bowl.
Always. Always.
It's beautiful. I was just telling somebody, I said, man, after all these years, I still get excited every time I see you.
Come on, man. You know what we on. Trying to make this house a home. Hold on, bitch.
Come on, bitch. Let me see them tits. Work it smooth.
Oh, yeah.
What the refrigerator look like?
I said, hold on, bitch.
Oh, shit, niggas gonna upgrade in this motherfucker.
Hold on, girl.
Motherfucker shit in. Oh, man.
Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. When you just came outside, I seen that you were dancing. I wanted some of that pussy, so I took my chance by asking me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. If you wanna be my friend, then give me some again. I'm tired of asking, I'm just gonna ask you when. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. The last time that I had it, it was automatic. You told me to go touch it, so I had to reach out and grab some. Give me that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. When I take you out dancing, and I'll just take my chances, and I won't hold your hand because I'm not your boyfriend. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. My nigga knew. I'm living amazing. How are you, bro?
Good, brother.
Welcome to the trap, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
I guess we're gonna get you right here. Cat gonna get you set up. Yeah, Cat, you getting them good. Bus or bus. Shit, everything. Give me some of that pussy, baby. Give me some of that pussy, girl. Last time that you gave me some, I didn't want to touch it. But now you try to give it to me because it's in my butt. Give me some of that pussy, baby.
We don't have a guest here. I might got down to
Oh, God.
Dang. Are you just reliving time right now?
Oh, wow.